poison counters, part of a complete breakfast.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we are truly toxic gaming with an updated version of Ajani, Sleeper Agent. My first build of Ajani was a Super Friends deck that was based around proliferating our planeswalkers, ulting Ajani and trying to win through poison. Now that Phyrexia All Will Be One is out, we don't just have to rely on Ajani to get poison because we have toxic creatures. Creatures with toxic deal damage and also give your opponent poison counters, which is great because you can then proliferate those poison counters to end the game. Once your opponent has 10 poison on them, they're gone, they're out of there, and there's no reasonable way to remove poison counters in Arena, which means that once the clock starts ticking, you are only a few proliferates away from victory. So we've added in a lot of low-cost, poison-giving creatures. Things like Skrelv, who can also protect our creatures. Venerated Rot Priest, who says, hey, are you trying to target my creatures? Great, you get poison. And if I target my creatures, they also get poison. We've also continued to keep our great proliferating cards in. We have the Grateful Apparition, who proliferates on contact, and the new one, Bloated Contaminator, that both gives the poison and proliferate. That's also a 3-mana 4/4 with Trample, which is just great stats, helps protect the planeswalkers and get in some good stuff. Speaking of planeswalkers, I've removed a bunch of board wipes, and I've added some other board wipes. We've got the White Sun's Twilight, which destroys all creatures and makes mites, which give poison. We've also got our dear friend, the Eternal Wanderer, added to the brew. Eternal Wanderer is just, it's really great. This is a super good card. It does cost 6 mana, but it's a phenomenally powerful planeswalker that kind of ridiculous in its printing. We've also added another new planeswalker, Nissa. You can spend 5 mana for her. She just spits out tokens every turn, or you could spend 7 mana for her and she spits out really, really big tokens every single turn. All in all, this deck has lots of potential to win both through damage and poison due to the power of the planeswalkers contained within. So let's get proliferating and take this deck into the queue. Atraxa, Grand Unifier, the getter of many cards, also big and scary. I have ramp. I'm going to keep this hand. I love ramp. I'm not just looking at things and saying that I love them. I love ramp. And I especially love ramp. In all my colors, we're going to go into the north. We're going to get ourselves our Snow Duel. I can scroll to it. Always at the very end there. 3 mana. Haha. Ooh. 3 colors of their 4. We have a Duress here that can hit Ajani, who exiles, Cultivate, that ramps, or Day of Judgment. And they went for Cultivate. Okay, well, it's time for my commander, Ajani, and it's a wash away. Would y'all please ban this card? Would y'all please ban this card? I'll keep sipping my delicious toxic drink. And watch my opponent ramp. Ramp they shall. They now have 2 mana up, using that for Coldsteel Heart. That gives them 5 mana at the minimum next turn. Well, I want to replay my commander, but this time is complete. 2 fewer life, 2 fewer loyalty, 3+. And we find Fabled Passage on top. I would actually really love to get a bit more land, especially with things like Ajani Unyielding in hand. We plus. It is a snow-covered forest. Now, if I remember right, you get non-land permanent, so that is going to be not so useful. We're going to go ahead and throw that to the bottom. We're going to shuffle up our cards anyway. Every day I'm shuffling. And it doesn't really matter what color I get here. I feel like we have a good balance. And Ajani Unyielding resolves onto the battlefield, and we plus. And we hit 2 cards. We hit Mirari's Wake and Skrelv, Defector Might. A mighty toxic creature that can help protect my other creatures. Atraxa goes into play, and I see at the very least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 cards they can put into hand because they have 7 different types of card. Hey, Wizards of the Coast. Why did you think this was okay? 7 mana, draw 7. 7 Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. Yes, of course. This is fine. It's always been fine. We're going to use Ajani Unyielding. Let's see what we get. We get a Pollenbright Druid here. I'm going to count up my mana and be a little sad that I cannot lead with the Mirari's Wake. Elspeth conquers death. We exile Atraxa. We plus again. Cleansing Nova. Taking a look here at what they've got. Witness protection, blah, 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 blah. You're all problems anyway. Gonna get down a little guy. He cannot block, but he is still my little guy. And a mana. Next turn, we'll be able to ult either or both of our planeswalkers, assuming we get to proliferate here. What do you search for? An extra turn? Perhaps a big kill spell? Yeah, it's Time Warp. They do the Time Warp! Will they do the Time Warp again? Probably later in this game, yes. That's just a guess. The other card I actually was thinking they might have would be Casualties of War. Very available in those colors. Oh, Mr. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, are you putting a card into my library? Yes, they put my Ajani Unyielding in, because otherwise, well, we'd get to be putting 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker we control, which can get kind of crazy. Hey! That's my legitimate business might! Who can block now, I guess. That's actually not bad. Thank you? Thank you? I love my legitimate business might. He's going to kill Teferi. He's having a really good time. A really good time. Mirari's Wake. Pollenbright Druid. For the Proliferate. Oh, I proliferated the wrong thing there. I had to manually deselect that. Guess what? It's fine. I was going to put you into the graveyard to bring back next turn, but this is fine. This is fine. We have loads of mana. We have a board wipe. We've got extra poison off the infectious bite. We're biting and miting. We're mighty bites. Ah! And a nice exile. They actually did not exile my graveyard. That's fine, I suppose. I am going to exile something. I'm going to exile your Coldsteel Heart. Give you 2 poison. They memory lapsed. Okay, then. I see your point. They got rid of, by the way, that Mirari's Wake was going to let me just keep recasting the Ajani. So I get why they got rid of it. Now let's see. How many cards does Atraxa get? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different types of cards are going into their hand. And next Sentry. What? This is mine. I guess I should have actually just emptied out my hand because of this Thoughtseize coming up. But I was just thinking, oh, the joy that I could have in wiping a bigger board. This is the new Kaya, by the way. She's very good. I'm considering building her as a Orzhov control commander. She's just good. Kaya, Narset, Celestus? Uro? You've got lots of choices for cards to bring out. And they're killing my sentry. And my land. Well, that's very rude. Oh, shucks, Ajani's back. Hi, Ajani. Gonna give you 2 more poison. Oh, what do you have at 1 mana? Is that a Pact of Negation? Ew. I wanted to exile your Atraxa. Give you life. Guess we don't get to have that going on in our life. Alright. I'm not dead from just Atraxa attacking next turn. But it's getting awful close. And Atraxa and Uro together would definitely be enough to seal the deal. They draw a card, they get a land into play. Karn! 2 more poison for you. Now, what I have to hope is that we get either a creature or planeswalker at 3 or less, maybe a land, so we can Day of Judgment. Let's see what 2 cards got revealed. Land and Urza assembles the Titans! Oh, wait, you chose the land? Sure, why not? I mean, you had lethal if you chose the other one, but like... Something math is for blockers? Yeah. Math is for blockers. I'm gonna keep sipping. Narset, who stops me from drawing second card. Narset, who gets a... Sudden Edict in hand. Narset, who cannot remove that poison. And Karn, who I suppose will win me the game. All we need to do is cast our commander next turn for completed cost, and the game's over. They really should not have given me that land. I know it is instinct for a lot of players, but hey, lethal's lethal. We're up against Muldrotha, the Gravetide. We've got a bit of exiling removal, important against a commander that brings things back from the graveyard. We've got an early ult on Ket, Oath of Ajani to discount our planeswalkers, and a replicating ring. This seems like a good enough hand for me. Ooh, and a venerated Rot Priest. I wish I could play you on turn 1, but I cannot. I could definitely play you on turn 2, though. I've got the choice here between, do I want to throw this down? I wouldn't get any counters on things, but I would be discounting my planeswalkers. Or do we play out the Rot Priest? Rot Priest it is! I now have a 1/2 with Toxic 1. Having these 1-drops with Toxic is great because they're a solid way to start ticking that clock. And you see right here, they've got the first poison on them because they targeted this with Dead Weight. If I wanted to give them another poison, I could have actually Swords to Plowshared my own creature there. That would have just been rude. Let's go for Basri. Now, Basri's not going to have any creatures to put counters onto. But who needs them? Unless they kill Basri in a few turns, he's going to ult, and we're going to be making soldiers and getting +1/+1 counters, very proliferatable, every single turn. Ooh, do we go for Ajani? Do we go for the Oath of? I think we just go for Ajani. Ajani playing the not complete cost. If I have, by the way, a turn 1 Llanowar Elf or another Mana Dork, getting out Ajani on turn 2 is definitely worth it to just like start ticking up, maybe getting some card advantage. Evolution Sage, hello! Evolution Sage is a proliferator on landfall, which means next turn we could ult not one but both of these planeswalkers if they can't interrupt this. They have 5, maybe 6 mana. Removal is definitely aplenty in these colors, especially black and green removal is great at taking out planeswalkers. Cracking this open, perhaps grabbing a swamp, evening out their mana symbols here. Nice, they got a forest. And with 6 mana, what are they doing? They know about the Evolution Sage. They don't know I have a land in hand, but like, I'd say it's something they can presume. Ooh, Nissa! So Nissa's able to animate a land and hit one of these planeswalkers to keep them away from ult. But can only hit one. Alright, so they've got 2 mana here. 1 from this, 1 from that. Going in, and Ajani is getting slapped. Well, here is the Evolution Sage. In we go. We proliferate. And we ult. I'll also plus this Ajani. Nice, a Llanowar Elf. I could either play the Llanowar Elf, I could exile this. I would actually rather save this and have the Swords to Plowshares available. We make a soldier, we get a counter. The reason I want to hold on to this is because it is a 1-drop creature, which if I can ult Ajani, well, shucks. That's going to give them 2 poison counters. It's on cast of creature or planeswalker, so it does add up rather quickly. Ooh, is it a Casualties of War? No, it is Liliana Dreadhorde General. We lose our Evolution Sage, which is a shame. But they lose a land, and when they go to animate another land here, Nissa, would you care to show me your dirt? Looks like they're untapping a forest. We are going to exile it. They've moved to combat, and it's gone. So they actually only have 3 lands right now. And I don't have a way to proliferate here, but I've still got some really good cards in hand. We're going to plus on our Ajani. What did we get? Wandering Emperor. I'm going to go ahead and say, not bad. We're going to play Ugin, who cannot be effed. And I'm going to destroy Nissa, because she is going to be giving them more mana. She gives them 2 mana off of these. And Bastion is going to protect us from things with haste by giving me another soldier and a +1/+1 token.
Good help is easy to find.
Powerful planeswalkers all around. Agonizing Remorse. What do I have in hand? They know about the Wandering Emperor and the Llanowar Elves, but now they can see I've got a very discounted ring. Ugin makes colorless spells cost 2 less. Our Oath of Ajani. And they hit the Wandering Emperor, which makes sense to me. I'm going to plus Ugin first. Ah, there's that White Sun's Twilight. White Sun's Twilight is a board wipe and a bit of poison all at once. Ajani's going to click up. Annex Sentry! Oh, this is perfect, because Annex Sentry lets me exile the zombie. It doesn't kill it. They don't get to draw a card. We're going to get down the Replicating Ring and Oath of Ajani. Again, I am holding the Llanowar Elf for this ult. More +1/+1 counters. We're going to take out Liliana because she's scary.
Ugh, looks like you're on your own now.
And, I mean, we could be setting up for lethal damage, too. That early boss Riquette ult, that is part of why he is in this deck. It's not because we have creatures we want to be attacking with, getting +1/+1 counters on. It's because the ult comes so quickly. Speaking of ults, here's Ajani's. Would I like to move my commander to the command zone? Sure would. And then I'd like to play a 1-mana Karn, because Oath of Ajani and Ugin have cost reduced it. They already had 2 poison. We were going to bring that all the way up to 10. It probably would have taken all of this turn, because we were going to get 2, 2, 2, and then I'm sure we could have gotten some more off maybe Annex Sentry, maybe gotten a Proliferate off something else. Victory was assured. Odysseus is playing Eliwick Tumblestrum. Somebody would like to venture into the dungeon. I have a bit of an awkward hand here in that I only have white mana, though I do have really nice 2-drops. I've got a Bite and I've got Authority to Consuls. I'm going to mulligan. And this mulligan is paying off dividends because we've got Toxic Ramp and Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to start with this land. I don't feel like they're going to be playing things that I need to hit with swords here. I know the philosophy of always bolt the bird is true for many people, but I don't know, I'm feeling rather toxic. Ah, Vizier of the Menagerie. That, I think, is also going to be a pretty nice target for me to hit. So I'm actually going to, rather than play Ajani, Swords to Plowshares the Vizier, who's going to let them play creatures off the top of their deck. I'm going to attack in to get that first poison, play my Overgrown Farmland, and get myself some ramp. The first poison is active. This Mere Comfort, by the way, you do have to pay life if you want to use it for mana. But you know what? This is a format where you start with extra life. It's fine. Oh, hello, Eternal Wanderer. We could make them sacrifice things. Or we could just start playing these big, pretty planeswalkers. If I get out Nissa here, she'll be providing me with a good blocker. And she'll be able to ult next turn. That's just how she rolls. Let's do that. We're going to untap our planes here. We're just going to chill. This is indestructible, but still very blockable. They have 6 mana, as a Caryatid can tap for 1. Ronus! This is going to double up each of their power. This also now has Vigilance and taps for 2. Oh, okay, I'm going to block with the snow-covered plains. Ooh, and you know, I would like to keep this alive. So we're going to actually be very careful about our ordering here. We're going to start with John. Meow. Hello, Ajani. We're going to get out our Huatli's Raptor, paying 2 life. Get my delectable Proliferate going on in here. We're going to ult Nissa, and she's still alive, which is mostly just like a way for me to bother my opponent. Tamio's safekeeping off the top, not really what I crave. I kind of crave a land. And now Ajani can ult next turn. If they send all of their creatures at Ajani, cool. I won't be able to ult him. If I send just 1, I can block it. If they send 2, I'll have to find another source of proliferation, like maybe Carnivorous Canopy. Carnivorous Canopy, by the way, I can destroy my own Mirror Convert. If I really want to proliferate, I can hit my own Mirror Convert here. Carnivorous Canopy, by the way, is a flexible enough card that I do like it in this shell. I replaced Night of Autumn with this card. Night of Autumn did have the potential to get the +1/+1 counters, which is really nice. Oh, cool. So they're going to be able to take out my Planeswalkers, both of them here. Rodus has been fighty and mighty. And maybe the Caryatid at my face to draw them a card. I like it. Is it time for Eliwick? You sure don't venture into the dungeon, Miss Eliwick. Ooh, a Gargaroth on top. Looking good. Now, I'm not a fan of something, though, and I'm not a fan of how much stuff you have here. I have a choice, though. Do I want to wait until you have a Gargaroth out and then take everything out? I think the answer is yes. I'm going to get down Vivien here, and I am plussing.
No one knows the wilds.
We got lands. Also had some board wipes getting thrown to the bottom there. We're going to draw a card. Looking good. We've got an Arcane Signet. Okay. Bye, Vivien. I'm really just trying to bait out more creatures from them so I can use the Eternal Wanderer and essentially make it so our Mirror Convert and their Elysian Caryatid are facing off in a battle of, well, not much. All right, so they didn't go for the Elder Gargaroth that turn. That's fine. We're going to draw ourselves a card. Yes, please. Thank you. We could use their Carnivorous Canopy here, or I could just go for the Wanderer. I think we're just going to go for the Wanderer. Let me get down this Signet, Eternal Wanderer, and we minus. We're going to choose their Caryatid. Everything else is sacrificed. Because it is sacrificed, by the way, and not destroyed, that is why even Toski went to the graveyard. They draw a card off the Guardian Project. And they do have 4 mana. They have enough for Eliwick. Nope, they're getting the Ronus in hand. Would you care to trade a convert for a Wanderer? Bing bong. They kiss. I'm trying to decide if I want to get my Ajani out here. Let's draw first. Draw a card, yes, thank you. Okay, Ugin. Go ahead and get Ugin out here. We're going to destroy the Elder Gargaroth. We're going to make a samurai. A beautiful defensive samurai here. We could either get at the Bloated Contaminator, or I can Carnivorous Canopy their Guardian project to stop them from drawing a card. I'd rather go for the Bloated Contaminator here, so I can get out of Ajani and use their Carnivorous Canopy next turn. I know that this way they are going to be able to draw more cards, but I feel like we are sitting pretty. Ooh, Turn Timber Symbiosis. They're going to get a green creature. Well, I guess it could be colorless. It could be something big, it could be something little. It's something big, and it's going to come with a whole lot of bees. Not the bees. Not the bees. I won't be proliferating, by the way, if I hit this or this. But I will be proliferating if I use their Carnivorous Canopy onto but a single itty-bitty insect token, since its mana value will be 3 or less. Oh, hey, the Mirex. It makes mites. Mighty mites. Would I like to draw a card? I would. Thank you. Oh, hi, Vorinclex. All my homies love Vorinclex. By all my homies, I mean, well, my planeswalkers love Vorinclex. They really, really do. I am going to blink a bee, by which I mean kill a bee. The bee is gone. Long live the bees. We're going to plus, which is actually a +2. Thank you, Vorinclex. Ooh, a Venerated Rat Priest. I'm going to swing in with the Samurai and the Bloated Contaminator. Trample. Double strike. They let it go through. And we're going to be getting 2 poison from the Toxic, and then 2 more from the Proliferate. Thank you, Vorinclex, for increasing those numbers. And now I'm going to be Carnivorous Canopying on one of the insect tokens. This way I do get to Proliferate, and they are up to 8 poison. Yep. Just a casual 8 poison. No removal for Vorinclex. We play Ajani, we ult him next turn. And the next creature we play, or the next damage we deal, that's game. Nice Guy Eddie has a board wipe in the command zone with the Eternal Wanderer. Well, we've got that card in our deck too, and we're going to keep this. We've got a bit of ramp in hand, and we're going to party hard against this Wanderer. Okay, they've got 2 mana, and I have also 2, and now I have 3 mana. Haha, I went first. We're really just going to be ramping, I think, this game on our Heirloom until we play our dear commander, Ajani. We can play full cost for him. And Mono White does have some good removal for Planeswalkers, but is mostly exiling. And I don't think we're going to need that Day of Judgment, being as they've got the board wipe in their command zone. They're probably running a good amount of Blink in their deck. We have some other removal here. I feel like we're just going to be rushing to ult. And let's see if they choose wisely here. I have 5 mana, known. Vivien Reid can kill the Spellbinder, but it's really the Staff of Completion that's the risk here. But we can still cast it. It's just going to cost all of our mana. Okay. And cast it, in fact, I will. Staff of Completion. Do you have a mana tithe? They do not have a mana tithe. We pay 3 life, we proliferate, and we turn 4 ult our commander. A perfectly normal, healthy, happy thing to do. The fact that they printed so much more repeatable proliferate into arenas is kind of wild. So now all we have to do is cast 5 creatures or planeswalkers. Well, I've got some good ideas on who to cast here. We might want to do a little bit of ramping in the middle, though. We've got this Cultivate at the ready. And they bolted that in for the Eternal Wanderer. I think they're going to blink their Elite Spellbinder. Yep. Okay, so this is going to stop me from casting one of these spells next turn. Who's it gonna be? Okay, yep, going for the Vivien, so I can't get rid of the Elite Spellbinder. I think that that's a smart move. We could go for Ugin instead. So we've got the Slaughter Singer, we've got Cultivate, and I'm going to be leading with Cultivate because I really do want more mana. I'm going to get double green. One goes into play, one goes into my hand. There we go. We've got ourselves a lovely little snow-covered forest. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And we're going to use our Slaughter Singer to get 2 poison on them. And then I'm going to, into the north, I am paying 2 life for this to grab more mana. Right now, we're all about just casting things. And even though I am depleting my life total to do so, I feel like we're in a good spot. Okay, so Cavalier of Dawn, do you hit the Slaughter Singer or the Staff? They're hitting the Staff. That gives me a 3/3. I like this with their commander, by the way. Not just because this is a blinkable beast. Ooh, okay, Exile. But I also like it because you can essentially make it so all your opponent has is this 3/3 by using the -4 ability. I think that that's good stuff. You can also just blank the Golem with a plus ability. Or you could keep taxing your opponent's stuff. Okay, Elite Spellbinder. Is this what I crave? Is this what I crave? Just killing the Eternal Wanderer, killing the Spellbinder. No matter what, they would be able to turn around and kill Ugin. Ajani actually costs less, so I kind of want to go for Ajani. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go for 6 here. 2 poison for you. Reveal the top card. A Planeswalker. Here's a Mirror Convert. That's 2 more. They're up to 6. And by the way, Eternal Wanderer can only be attacked by 1 creature. So that's why a little exclamation mark popped up there. Really crazy card. Seriously nuts. They swing in. We're going to block with this token because this token could be blanked by the plus ability of the Eternal Wanderer, their commander. What are you gonna do? Would you care to plus? Would you care to minus? Keep blinking the Spellbinder and tax one of the remaining cards in my hand? No, they want to start blasting. So they're going to be blinking their Cavalier of Dawn, probably destroying Ajani. Probably? And if we get a creature or Planeswalker, which we could cast here, then the game's over. And yep, there it is. Ajani the Greathearted, that's 2. And Grateful Apparition, that's 2 more. That is a lethal poison victory. Dang, this has 1 land in it. Oh, and we're up against a friend. I'm gonna mulligan. This is a lot better. And our opponent, the Dolomite, is playing Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. We're gonna say hello, because this is a friend of the channel. We're gonna play our little mite, our mighty mite. It's Skrelv. Oh no, a 2/2. I can't deal with a 2/2. I'm so sorry. I have to remove you so I can get poison. Poison has been dealt. This comes in tapped, so I'm not able to get the Llanowar Elf onto the battlefield here. But getting rid of their equipment is actually pretty important to me because it means that Nahiri deals less damage on her -3 ability. Also means they have fewer things that they can equip. Oh, but that's a Colossus Hammer, huh? Colossus Hammer is a very, very good piece of equipment to equip, especially for free. Llanowar Elf, come on down. And Skrelv, defend me. If they come on in with their Nahiri there, we could defend against it. Looks like Dolomite just has 2 mana here. They draw a card because they attack with something that is equipped. This can't block. We take it. Nice. My turn. And I am tempted actually to just like, yeah, Ajani Unyielding. We use the minus ability. Take out Akiri. This thing can't block, so we swing in for 1. That's a poison. Now Nahiri could cause us some problems. She can't hit planeswalkers, so it can just attacking. Okay. Are you gonna come down, or are you going to make a warrior and give it the hammer? Because that's an 11/11 now. Oh, that's an 11/11 now. And I have enough mana for the White Sun's Twilight. Oh, hello! Do I do it? Do I believe? Do I believe? Of course I believe. We're gonna do X equals 5. I guess I could technically attack first with the Defector Might. But, like, I am mighty. Behold. They could plus spit out another core warrior token and put an equipment on it. Or they could minus and kill a mighty little mite. Rune of Speed! Oh my gosh, now anything that holds the hammer is gonna go fast. The race is on! Do you hit me with the 12/11? Oh golly gee, they sure do! They sure do! Well, they've got 7 poison, they've got 1 blocker. This thing can have double strike. Next turn. Whew! Okay. We're gamers. We're gamers. And we are racing to victory. They can take out my blocker. One that I can make with Sarah. We're going to... check what we've got on top of her deck. Better. Universe Canopy. That does actually get rid of the hammer. Give me a win con. But we just cannot survive because Nahiri can blast our angel. By the way, if you're wondering how this Nahiri is different from the Arena one, she's a lot stronger, especially on her minus ability here. That's the big difference. And, oh, hey, Nettle Cyst. Looks like we're not going to be seeing the double strike moved onto you, but we are going to see the destruction of my angel token. This now has a double striking living weapon, gets the big old buff, and they swing in for double lethal. Good game, Dolomite. Our opponent is Jossum, and they're playing Atraxa, Grand Unifier, a super powerful new commander who gets a lot of value. We have a slower hand here, but I do think it's worth trying to keep it. We do have a board wipe, we have something that stops sacrifice, but it doesn't matter because there's no way we're going to outvalue Atraxa. Atraxa is a new commander who's going to end up matching up against the highly powerful commanders out there once they readjust the queue, because it's just so darn strong. Atraxa is a 7 mana, 7/7, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink that can essentially put an entire pile of cards into your hand. I've seen it put 5 into hand over and over and over, and that is exactly what I expect to see if it manages to hit the battlefield. Alright, so they seem to have a focus on Esper. At least those are the colors they've landed first. This is a 4-color good stuff commander. I think that's the nicest way to put it. We'll get ourselves our planes. Ah, and a Smothering Tithe. We are going to let them just get these treasures. Resolve. Pay 2. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're going to decline on this. We're going to play our land. And do I want to do this turn or next turn? Because we actually have a way to stop the tithe. Do they have a wash away? Counterspell on 1 mana? It'd be rather rude if they do. Ah, yep, they did. I was about to say, there is 1 card that would punish this play. That was it. That was the 1 card. Looks like they're missing a land, but they do have more mana here. We give them the treasure. This flippies. We're going to try to play Yasharn. This could be a Sont coming. It is not. Great. They can no longer pay life or sacrifice, which is relevant because you have to sacrifice a treasure to use it for mana. They're holding priority because of the Tablet of Completion here. They're going to keep adding more oil on. This can tap for mana, and once they get it to 5 or more oil, they can do more. Oh, who would you like to exile? My Yasharn? I don't think so. You are not exiling my Yasharn. That's my little pig. Decline. Enjoy your treasures you can't use. I'll go ahead and play a land. And do I want to get that? It's like, I feel like we're on the beatdown playing this game. So here we go. Nissa. I'm going to animate a forest. No, I'm going to animate a plains. We're going to swing in. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Boop-ba-doop-ba-doo. Mirror Convert. And we have Lethal Swing next turn. They're unable to cast their commander. That's gaming. We can just be a Selesnya beatdown deck. Selesnya's got the goods, and we're playing them. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. He likes to ramp because he starts drawing cards when lands enter the battlefield. Speaking of ramp, that did not have enough lands in it. Now we have more lands. We have a teeny tiny toxic creature. I think this is a very keepable hand. And we even have our new land, which comes in tapped if we try to play it too late. All right, Razorverge Thicket. It's so weird seeing this cycle of lands completed in Standard. I mean, I'll take it. Here we go. We've got our battle theme playing. We've got mana, mana, mana. And I'm going to start with this. Coming in tapped. Not paying the 2 life for it. And they play Temple of Epiphany. Do you keep it on the top or the bottom? They throw it down to the bottom. Slaughter Singer. This is a card that's a big piece of Toxic Tribal, which we don't have that many Toxic cards in the deck, but it is a 2-mana 2/2 with Toxic 2, which is the best rate you're gonna get for dealing poison. So in we go. They now have 2 poison damage. I'm going to play a land. You know what? I want to rush out my commander. Means that I'm using my turn. Let's see if this gets countered. I do see double blue. This could be a memory lapse. This could be a wash away. This could be a tail's end. It could be literal counter spell. Okay, so our commander's not going to be coming back for a while, but we do have this nice early bit of toxic going in. Ooh, the toxic, the toxic. Oh, the cider, it's so dang good. We do have a board wipe in our hand, and a board wipe in our hand, and oh, have I mentioned that we have a board wipe in our hand? I'm aware that this is a little silly. Field of Ruin on my Razorverge Thicket. This must be them trying to get green mana. I have no problem with this. We're gonna grab ourselves a Plains. And an Elvish Reclaimer. That does give them a blocker here, so I'm going to swing on in. Let's see if they block. Oh my god, they did not block. That's 4 damage on their face. Love to see it. And I'm just going to hold here. Definitely not doing anything suspicious. I feel like I don't need to play this as a land. That's why I'm holding it back. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to cast this as a spell. Topiary Stomper. Gets them another land. Soon Omnath will probably be coming down. This is definitely not the Elementals tribal version of this deck. Not that it needs to be. And again, I'm going to swing in with the Slaughter Singer. Are you sure you don't want to block? Okay. They let that happen. They have 5 mana here. If they get to 7 lands, this thing can attack or block. And I have to make the decision here of, do I think that's going to happen? I'm going to say no. I don't think that they're going to cast Cultivate into the north, anything like that next turn. That's a bit of a risky play I'm taking, but, you know, sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Swords to Plowshares. Lets me remove something. Okay, I'm going to keep that on top. I I feel like we don't need these board wipes, and I'd rather have single target removal so we can get through with our Slaughter Singer. Something notable, by the way, is that their Omnath, if it enters the battlefield, will deal a damage to any target. My face, my Planeswalker. I guess if they get another elemental out, maybe they'll hit the Singer. Mero Romero! What would you like to do? Your poor Plantosaurus Rex over here cannot attack unless you get 2 more lands into play this turn, which you can play 1 for turn and you can get 1 off another spell. Which I'm sure they have a lot of land-based ramp. Ooh, Parcel Beast! Parcel Beast is a really cute use of this card. They could just pay 1 and tap it, try to get a land. Okay, there's a land. And they put Parcel Beast on top, which feels like a whoopsie. They would have kept the Vigilance and all the other abilities of the Topiary Stomper. It's a 2/4 instead of a 4/4 right now. Oh, wait! It's because it's an elemental! Oh! Remember how before I said, if they get another elemental into play, they got an elemental into play! Oh, you're smart. You're smart over here. We're gonna plus. See what we get. Ah, Sharn! I love you, Sharn. Anyway, die. It was important. And now I am going to pay the 3 life, bring this in, and if you're wondering, Amy, why would you pay 3 life? All you have is Skrelv. It's because if this comes into play, and they try to kill Skrelv, I can actually Swords to Plowshare their commander in response, and then they will have 0 elementals on the battlefield, and it will deal 0 damage from the ability. Ah, Springbloom Druid. That's going to get them 2 more lands into play. Tapped, though. Tapped indeed. No attackers. No additional cards being played. It is my turn. What to play? I believe I will reveal the top card of my library. What could it be? It's... Fierce Protection. Ah, I don't need that. I'm going to swing in with my Defector Might. My little mighty might. See if they block. I want more poison. I demand more poison! They don't want more poison. That's okay, I'll trade. My mighty might... Wait. Wait. Hold up. Are you keeping your Springloom Dryad alive? Oh! An Inscription of Abundance? I refuse. That's not actually that important to me. That was just a matter of, you dare use a combat trick on me? I'm playing my pig. My pig gets me lands. My pig also stops him from sacrificing things and paying life. Not that that's really a thing that blue and green and red do. Red does it a little. They've got treasures. They sacrifice treasures. Oh, and they also ramp! Escape to the Wilds doesn't play an extra land this turn, and wow, those are 2 of the legendary Eldraine artifacts. A Multani, and a Tireless Provisioner. Wow, yeah, you got really expensive stuff in there. Not necessarily what I think you wanted. Ajani, we plus. I do not need a land. I've got plenty. We attack in. Bing bong. And do I just play the Eternal Wanderer here? Yeah, let's just play the Eternal Wanderer. I am going to blink my Yasharn. And even though this scry is going to get messed up by the pig entering the battlefield, I'll just keep whatever I want on top. Sure. Oh, Huatli's Raptor. And then I will search for a basic forest and a plains. This is me thinning my deck and getting more lands, so even if they destroy my commander, I can play it again. They have 5 poison. They have 5 poison, and they cannot possibly play everything here. They can definitely play 2. Multani for 6. Into the Great Henge for only 2 mana. Sounds like a really great play. Then they could throw down the Tireless Provisioner, and if they have a land in hand, well, they're making treasures that they can't use. Thank you, Yasharn. It looks like they're starting with the Provisioner instead. They've got 5, 6 mana. And I've got a Sippy. 4 lands in hand, a Planeswalker about to ult. Your treasure cannot be sacrificed. Yasharn deems it so. Looks like you might have cut yourself off from your own henge. Remember, Murtani for 6 mana would have let them just immediately follow up with the henge, since it would have been, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, then 9 power. Would have been huge. Minskin Boo, though. Ooh, oodles of boodles. The things from the Escape the Wilds might not get their full use, but they've still got a really strong card here. They've got Boo coming in for the swing. Oh, wait, at the Wanderer? I don't care about her. I'll have you know the Wanderer specializes in murdering Boo. I'm going to ult my Ajani. Move into the command zone there. I am going to give Yasharn protection from green. Also toxic 1. But the big thing is the protection. This takes out Minskin Boo. The Eternal Wanderer is going to skablank this. Skablank. There is no Boo. There's never been a Boo. We're gonna give you 2 poison. And we're going to plus, because all we care about now is getting a little bit more toxic. And oh, speaking of toxic, how about somebody who doubles the amount of toxic that we get? Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider, who doubles counters for us and halves the ones for them. Omnath deals 1 damage to any target. Oh no, my might! My little mighty might! Dawn Treader Elk, it can be sacrificed to get lands. Lands do get them a +1/+1 counter, and, very importantly, drawing a card. Okay, I'm gonna Vorinclex first. Then I'm going to plus. Restoration of Iganjo, that's not a creature. That's ridiculous. Who even needs it? We could ult our Ajani again next turn. Not that it would make a difference, since they're at 9 out of 10 for their poison count. If they kill my Ajani, then we play it again and they die. We have enough mana to cast our commander again. It is very rough, by the way. The fact that this is on cast, it makes it very difficult to counter. Ashaya, hello, these are lands. This does not get +1/+1 counters because Vorinclex is on the battlefield. They do get treasures, which they cannot use because Yasharn's on the battlefield. They do draw cards because lands are entering the battlefield. Now, what's it gonna be? If you attack Ajani, I'm not blocking. Because I want him dead. I want him dead so I can cast him again to kill you with poison. Solemn Simulacrum, it's a land and it gets a land. That's going to be 2 more triggers on Omnath. But they're tapped out. Because again, the treasures don't do anything. Yasharn is like, whoa, that's crazy. Sacrificing a non-land permanent to activate an ability? That's not allowed. Alright, we're going to plus. See what we get. Karn's back. I mean, that does actually win the game. But that's not what I want. This is not what I crave. These are not the things I desire in this world. Do I want to wipe the board, by the way? We have a Cleansing Nova. I do have a Cleansing Nova. How about we just, like, for good measure, destroy all the artifacts and enchantments? What if we destroy all creatures? We can. We can. No, we'll just chill. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna hang out. I have a little bit of a flood. Only some of that's because of the pig. Johnny, you're supposed to reveal creatures and planeswalkers. You have so much loyalty. I need you to die. Ashaya, attack this man. Ashaya, kill this man! Voracious Hydra comes in with half the counters. Thanks, Vorinclex. It fights the pig. That gives them access to their treasures. Their delicious treasures. And that gives them another... Who even cares how much mana they have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have 12 mana. Brushfire Elemental. This thing gets huge on landfall. It does have haste, too. Still no +1/+1 counters, though. Sorry, Omnath. By the way, it sees itself as a land, so when it entered the battlefield, it does get bigger. Land keeps falling. The treasures keep growing. I've got lands. Are you interested in lands? Can I offer you some lands in these trying times? Risen Reef. This is going to look at the top card of their library. Let them put it into play if it's a land. Put it into their hand otherwise. Let's see, where does it go? Into play, it was a land. I was like, kill the Ajani. They've got a 9/9. They've got a 21/21. Now, if this goes to my face, I do have to block. And if they have removal, well, shucks, I'm just dead. Nine treasures. 10, 11, 12, 13 mana. Close to 40 power. Able to swing. What is happening? Why are you tapping that simulacrum? 2 green. 3 green. 4 green. 5. 6? Why are they doing this manually? Oh, I bet I know why it's happening manually. It's because it is ninnies, of course. It will try to tap their lands before their creatures. Okay, how much haste damage is it now? I can block 22. They've got 15 plus 6 coming through. They have lethal. If we didn't just get land, well, shucks, maybe I should have wiped the board last turn. But I didn't. And that's fine. This is going to be great. Harrow coming in, gets them 2 more lands. They are now getting 1 counter because 2 Vorinclex count, like, they cancel out. It's strange. So some of the Praetors don't cancel out. Some of them just completely stop each other. Like Elesh Norn versus Elesh Norn, nothing happens. All they have to do is press that spacebar. They've got enough damage to kill me. Come on, Omnath. You got this. 9 poison. 9 poison. And a kill. Let's go. Let's go, Omnath. I want to see it. Okay, come on. You have lethal. What if they think I have Settle the Wreckage or the Wanderer or something? No, I don't. It's all lands. I have lands. Look, lands. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. You have to risk it for the biscuit. You need to kill me, Omnath. And they're swinging in for lethal. We block, but it doesn't matter because we die. Yeah! Good game, Omnath. I'm glad I got you to 9 poison and a little bit of a flood, but you know what? We had fun anyway. And to everybody watching this video, thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to watch me record this live, you should come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I stream almost every single day. In fact, I might be streaming right now, though probably not, because I think this video is going live while I'm in Philadelphia for MTG Philly. So, you know, check back next week. I'll be there. I'm going to be having fun. If you're going to MTG Philly, by the way, let me know. Say hi. I'm available. I will be around all day on Saturday. I do not expect to actually play any Magic the Gathering because of how many people there are going to be there and how little time I have, but I look forward to getting to meet people who have seen my stuff, getting to meet other content creators. It should be really fun. So if you're there, again, say hi, and thank you so much for watching this video. Ooh, I got a pack. Sweet! A pack.